of the morning to you laddies. No, that's another YouTube channel, isn't it? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Solving Autism's Puzzle. Now, I was gonna show you my trip to Jungle Gyms that I was on Saturday, but I was I was looking at this video from the Fine Brothers, which is a very popular YouTube channel where they do a lot of React videos, and they showed this autistic girl named Carly Fleischman. I believe her name is, if I can look that up really quick. Yeah, Carly Fleischman, and I'm sorry, Carly, if I butchered your name, but yeah, names are kind of hard to pronounce, at least to me. But oh my gosh, I can't believe I've never talked about her since I've been able to watch what she did on like I said, on the Fine Brothers' channel, and it's just really amazing how she was able to still communicate her thoughts out to different people through albeit through a technological device of some sort. I don't know what it's called, but still, the fact that she was able to communicate her thoughts very eloquently is just really inspiring. And the best part about her is that she has her own YouTube channel, and even though it's only has 3 videos in it, they're still really amazing, and it's really shown how much how far Carly has traveled through her channel. Well, I can't get out there. It really shows how Carly has struggled through her challenges and still managed to find a silver lining in it. And from this clip I'm about to show you, it really reveals how much one person can change so much, no matter the challenges that they have.
You don't know what it feels like to be me. When you can't sit still because your legs feel like they're on fire, or it feels like 100 ants are crawling up your arms.
How is it that these powerful words came out of this flailing body?
People look at me and assume I am dumb, because I can't talk.
Something extraordinary happened to this 14-year-old who was written off as mentally deficient, something that may help unlock the mysteries of a baffling disorder.
What do I want? I want to be like every other kid. But I can't, because I am Carly.
Born in Toronto, Canada, Carly Fleischman was 2 years old when it became clear she was not keeping up with her twin sister Taryn.
When you're told your child is going to be developmentally delayed, that they might achieve the developmental level of a 6-year-old, it's like being kicked in the gut.
When Arthur Fleischman and his wife Tammy learned the diagnosis was autism, they expected the worst, that the twins were headed in different directions.
And how bad did it get for Carly, those first few years?
Awful. Part of her delays prevented her from walking, from sitting up.
It was clear that Carly, like most autistic children, was lost in her own world, perpetually swimming underwater.
And all the doctors would say, you're the parent. You should do as much as you feel you need to do for this kid.
Carly, stand up.
The Fleischmans were on their own. Experts told them that early intervention was critical.
You use your fork.
So ever since Carly was 3, her therapy has been intensive, unrelenting,
This took about 40 to 60 hours a week of one-to-one therapy. She always had about 3 to 4 therapists working with her. And if you're not getting results with one approach, you move on and you try something else.
You didn't give up. You pushed Carly.
And when you look in Carly's eyes, you can see an innate intelligence. So we never gave up. We never gave up.
But if there was intelligence, Carly's ceaseless rocking, flailing arms, and tantrums hid any trace of it. Worse, she couldn't speak. Not a word.
I did not have any expectation that she would have a fluent form of communication.
Dr. Nicole Walton Allen is a clinical psychologist who led Carly's therapy program.
Her profile was that of a child who was severely autistic and more than likely moderately mentally retarded.
And did you ever think about institutionalizing her?
We had friends saying, you know, you've been plugging away, spending thousands of dollars on therapy. You're not really seeing the progress. So, of course, you start thinking about, should she be in a group home?
But you decided against it.
I could never do it. Could never do it. How can you give up your kid?
What do you want?
Progress was excruciatingly slow. That is until one day 3 years ago when Carly was 11. She ran to a computer for the first time, and what happened next was a breakthrough so profound it would finally pierce Carly's silent, secret world.
And she was quite distressed, and she starts to spell H-U-R, and it was like T, hurt. And then a little bit later on, she spells H-E-L, and we kind of pushed her to finish, and she puts P, so she spells help. Afterwards, she sort of got up, went behind the couch, and she threw up.
What are you cheering?
Barbara
Specifically taught her the words.
And at first, we didn't believe it. Knowing this child for 10 years and never seeing her write a thing, of course you're going to be skeptical.
Everyone was, including her other therapists, who were now desperate to see proof. But Carly refused to type, exhibiting the same hysterical behavior that led experts to label her as mentally retarded. Finally, several months later, Carly began to type for others.
She started to realize that by communicating, she had power over her environment.
And what came through her finger, typing one letter at a time, with fluency no one could believe, was astonishing.
I am autistic, but that's not who I am. Take time to know me before you judge me. I am cute, funny, and like to have fun.
Through her torrent of words, Carly began to unravel the mysteries behind her often wild behavior. Like banging her head.
Because if I don't, it feels like my body is going to explode. It's just like when you shake a can of Coke. If I could stop it, I would, but it's not like turning a switch off. I know what is right and wrong, but it's like I have a fight with my brain over it.
Use your words.
And Carly was not shy about expressing her desires and frustrations.
I want to be able to go to school with normal kids, but not have them getting upset or scared if I hit a table or scream. I want something that will put out the fire.
We were also horrified because for years we had spoken in front of her as if she wasn't there.
Now, for the first time, Carly was able to have conversations with her parents.
You think you can write back to Dad?
I want to go on a snowmobile. Can we do it? Will you go on one? I think it would be fun.
So here's your daughter, and finally you get to meet her.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
Overwhelming. Overwhelming.
It definitely does seem overwhelming to be able to see how much progress that one can make when they've had so much to endure with their challenges. And with me, I've been pretty much through some of the same steps as Carly has, but through a different sort of process. Because the thing is, it's kind of hard to describe since I'm on a different part of the spectrum than Carly is, and it's definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy to be able to to hold this burden inside you, especially when there are people outside there who like have the need to be able to judge you based on what they see, and that's not really the most accurate way to be able to get to know someone, because if you're judging them based on what they see, you're basically stereotyping them, and stereotyping dehumanizes someone. It makes them feel like less of a person, and that's not who Carly is. Carly isn't someone who's autistic. As Carly put it best, Carly is Carly, and as my brother leaves, and it really shouldn't change anything. Autism shouldn't be able to change who someone is. Sure, there's a lot of barriers that autism can put, but it's really up to the parents who's looking after someone with autism, and the person who has autism themselves. It's really up to them on how much they should push towards doing something to be able to break down that barrier. And it's really up to them to be able to decide, okay, this is where we're gonna go. Let's try not to stop till we get here. Because and the point with that is that everyone is different. No one should be treated as if they're this way, that they should be excommunicated from anyone, because that just shows how much people don't want to accept something that's different. They don't want to accept change. And yes, change can be scary, but sometimes change is necessary. Because change is what helps us grow. It's what helps us become human. It's what helps us become more than ourselves. And I know from my personal experience, I had to change so much. I had to be able to change how I learn. I had to be able to change how to be able to go through certain situations, and I had to be able to change what I had to be able to change some other third thing that I'll remember later, but oh yes, and that I have to be able to change how I would ask certain types of reflective questions about myself. And let me turn on the light here, because it's really dark. There we go. It was getting a little dark in here. But anyway, what I really liked was that there's more and more exposure towards this, thanks to people like Carly, and thanks to the Fine Bros, of course, since they gotten a whole bunch of big YouTubers to be able to react to Carly, and it really makes me proud that autism awareness is getting so much exposure, and that more and more people are learning more and more about autism, because autism is getting closer and closer into people's homes, and people should learn more and more about them. So I'm really glad that the Fine Bros did this, and I really hope that at one point that at least the Fine Bros could show some of my videos too, because I feel like I add a lot. Because I feel like Carly, I add a lot to autism as well, since Since, as I've mentioned on a whole bunch of my videos, autism is merely just autism, well, mostly on the internet. Autism is merely just a way to stereotype someone through a way to dehumanize them, and that's not how we should handle things. We should be able to treat people who have autism like they're people. Because the thing is, people regardless of their challenges, they can overcome anything. And Carly definitely shows this. And let me just end it here before I ramble on some more. I know some things might be lost while I'm talking about Carly or about the Fine Bros, but above all else, above every ounce of information that I've given to all of you who have watched my videos, to all of you who have taken your time to be able to support the cause that I've decided to put into awareness. I just want to say thank you for being able to support the cause that I've chosen, and to being able to understand how autism should be looked at instead of how it is looked at. And and I know I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but Fine Bros, please show one of my videos to kids react, or teens react, or adults react. It doesn't matter to me which one, because I think more and more people need to see not just what Carly has accomplished, but every single person who has autism, what they've accomplished. Because Carly is a testament to how, regardless of whatever challenges anyone has, anyone can do anything if they put their mind into it. So with that being said, my name's Greg Miller, and I will see you next time. Hey guys, sorry I forgot to mention this earlier, but the links for the Fine Brothers' channel and for the video I've just shown about Carly is in the description below. Thank you, and see you next time.
The clips used in this video has no copyright intentions whatsoever. All clips in this video belong to their intended owners. Each clip in this video are for entertainment and educational purposes only.